In 2020, my wife and I bought a couple acres in western North Carolina. It's a beautiful little spot. We built a cabin and a few sheds, a garden, a few more gardens. We got a nice creek, but I wanted a pond. I needed a pond where I could keep fish, kind of like a giant aquarium outside. And wow, do we have a beauty. As far as I'm concerned, this pond is perfect. It wasn't easy to come by either. It took divine intervention, that's for sure. If you're thinking about building a pond, I think this video might help you. Let me show you where it all started. After we owned this property for about 6 months, I noticed a wet spot. I moved the leaves with a rake and started digging and seeing, wait a minute, there's a spring and a pipe that it's going in. I remember the previous owner told me that he had a pond here one time, but I didn't think much of it. So I put an elbow on that pipe where the water was going out and running into the river, and that I figured, well, that'll raise it up and I'll have me some water here. Let's see what happens. What makes a spring just start? There was nothing here, and then all of a sudden there was a puddle. I dig around, there's a spring here. What happened? That's a good bit of water still coming out of the ground. I figured with the elbow on the pipe, that'll raise the water level and I can outline a pond. Woo, I had a plan. Unfortunately, after about a month, it just disappeared. It dried up, it was gone. Couldn't believe it. So, about a year later, I decided I'll just dig a pond here anyways and fill it up with water from the creek or something. I'm not afraid of hard work. I actually like it, so I wasn't afraid to take on this giant project. I had a nice outline of the pond before long, and I was ready to go. I started getting serious with that shovel, and unknown to me, a neighbor of mine was watching me for a week or so, and he thought, hey, I'm going to go give him a hand. And he brought a big shovel, a really big one. I think he saved me about 6 months worth of digging already. Crazy. That piece of 3-inch PVC is the pipe that the previous owner had to drain his pond into the creek. Or maybe he was draining that spring, I don't know. Back in the 70s, there were underground greenhouses right here on this property, and we found big chunks of concrete with rebar. That must have been part of it. He dug that far in about 40 minutes. Couldn't believe it. Awesome. When he got about 4 feet down, lo and behold, we hit a spring. How about that? I knew there was one here that went away. Well, we found it. Awesome. Well, that took less than 2 hours, and when we found a spring, I couldn't be happier. It's deeper than I could have ever wanted. It's perfect. Nice to have friends, ain't it? By the next morning, it was a foot or two deep already. I thought, well, spring will fill it up. I'll have a pond. That's it. It's over. It's going to be about 4 foot plus deep. I love it. Uh-oh, here it is starting to rain. Hey, that'll help. Finishing touches. Yep, we got a pond. My neighbor not only dug the pond, but he smoothed out all the dirt. So here's Jan and I putting out seed and hay, 'cause it's over, right? Not so fast. After about a week, I noticed it was only raising the water level about an inch a day. That didn't quite seem right. I assumed it was possibly soaking into the dirt, and maybe the dirt had to get saturated. I don't know. I hooked up my solar pump and started drawing water out of the creek to fill it. Well, last night, because I couldn't run the water pump, the solar water pump, I just had the spring. It actually went down 2 inches. I think a good couple of days of rain and get the ground nice and soaked might help. I don't know, someone mentioned springs have a way in, springs have a way out. Hopefully I don't have any of that going on. I don't see any signs of it. Well. Looks like it went up about a foot. It's muddy from the river, but it's getting there little by little. And I mean little by little. So that rain helped, and the pump's pumping it in. We'll see what happens. Probably when I check it again later today. I don't know. Will it be up? Will it be down? And it is down over a foot. I knew I had some kind of leak, so I decided to quit putting water in it and let it go all the way down as far as it would go, and maybe I could find the exit, the hole where the water was going, because it certainly wasn't soaking in the ground. My thoughts were if I could find the exit hole, I could plug it with something. Otherwise, I was going to have to make a different kind of pond where you went down the steps to get to the puddle. So, our friend Don said, take a basketball and shove it in that spring hole and see what happens before you dig it out. Don't know.
That scared me.
Me too. I didn't expect that. Well, that didn't work, so what we decided to do was get my friend back over here and let's dig it out and let's try and find the source of the drain of the pond. In 2 more days, my friend is supposed to come over and help me redig the pond. What I'm going to do is say, let's dig out the spring. Let's get to the bottom of that thing. Let's see what's going on. Let's separate the in from the out. Let's get it to where we can see what's going on, where maybe I can plug one. Nice to have friends, isn't it? My friend showed up and we dug out the spring, trying to find the source of the leak. So the spring's still putting out. Maybe we can find the exit and block it. When he dug a little further, we started finding these clay pipes. That's when we realized what was going on. That spring was being fed through clay pipes all the way to the creek or the river. We ended up moving or removing about 10 feet of that clay pipe, but we still never clearly found the exit hole. So I prayed. I said, Lord, show me where that exit hole is. Every day I'd study and look and look and look, and one day I seen some dirt making smoke in the water and it disappearing into a hole. Thank God I found it. Okay, I seen it with my eyes and I heard it with my good ear. Now I'm going to put my hand in there and touch it and see if I can feel the water and see how big the hole is so I get some ideas how to plug it. I actually found it. I could feel the clay pipe. Now, all I had to do was go buy a plug and plug it, and boom, my problems are over, right? So this is what's sticking out of the bank. This spring was run through these clay pipes set end to end. I guess they did that to keep the water out of the greenhouses that were underground in the 70s. So now all I got to do is find a plug that fits it. Turns out they make a plug just for this type of thing. It's a heavy-duty rubber balloon that you pump up, put it in place and pump it up, and boom, your problems are over. Well, I got that bladder in the pipe and blew it up, but this is kind of a temporary thing. I didn't get it in there really good. I'm thinking I'm going to have to get in the water to do that. That's the plug I put in, and you can pretty much see that the dust settled around it and everything's okay. And now I see this. Right next to that is this. That's another hole. So I went and rented a major pump. I'm going to pump all the water out of the pond, put it in the creek, and see if I can't get down there and fix that thing properly. All right, here's what I found. I found the drain pipe, and it's cracked, and that's why the water was able to go around it. All right, I dug it out. I think I'll put the bladder in there and see what happens. Okay, the bladder's back in and pumped up. It's nice and solid. I think that's going to do it. Hey, let's give her a test. Let the water come back. While I had the pond empty, I thought I'm going to put a pipe on the spring where I can measure the water and just see how much is coming in. The spring filled a 1-gallon can in less than 9 seconds. I'm figuring about 500 gallons an hour. Awesome. That stick was on the edge, so we're doing great. The water's coming up. It's working perfect. I can still see it's flowing down here. Right, the spring. The spring's well covered now, but I can see the current. So that is just fantastic. Yep, I think we got it. But you never know. Another spring hole could open up and drain all the water out. But for now, it sure is looking good. All right, I got the bladder in place. And the next morning, I went, looked, and the water had raised an inch, but it should have raised at least 6 inches or a foot. So I knew there was still another leak. That's pretty much full. I don't know how high it will go, but it's still going. Well, the pond's holding its own. It's been almost a week since I plugged that thing, and it's doing good. The pond is looking so good. It's crystal clear. It's holding its depth at about 5 feet. Oh man, I'm loving that. I can't believe how crystal clear it got. I knew it would, but here it is. All right, the landscaping's pretty much done. Throw some seed and hay out. Let's say we've got it. All right, another mission accomplished. Got seed out, got some straw on it. Now let's have a little rain. Every time I think I have this thing figured out, it pops another leak. She's draining again. So this is just to the left of the old hole. But if you look right there, you see that? That is seaweed getting sucked down the drain. So that made it easy to find exactly where it's at. So I think I'm just going to get a bag of sand and see if it'll plug it up. For starters, it should. I mean, it might. Otherwise I got to drain it and put another plug in or something. But once I get this second hole plugged up, I think I'll just be able to raise it right on up all the way. But no worries, it's looking good. It's cold, dead of winter. I tried sand, it didn't fill it. I can see the hole from here. I'm gonna have to try something else. I'm thinking maybe I'll go between the pond and the creek and dig down and find that pipe and clog it up with cement and stop it, because it seems like it just keeps going around whatever I'm doing. Well, I found it. It's down here in the bottom of that hole. I can't see it yet, but I could feel it was a probing rod. So I think I'm going to get a metal fence post and break it, and then I'm going to pour concrete down there, dry concrete, try and pack it, see if I can stop it. Well, that didn't work. I couldn't actually bust through the clay pipes, so I'm thinking it might have been a rock, and maybe I didn't find it, and I thought I did. And I was like 6 feet deep too, so after 4 or 5 tries, I gave up on that. I can see what's going on. The water keeps going around my plugs and finding its way to that clay pipe and draining out. So I'm going to have to do something else. George likes it. Spring water. What's happening is the spring comes in right there, and it was in them clay pipes. You know, these clay pipes. And it was in those, put end to end. So when Mike helped me dig it, we found those clay pipes and it had the spring running through it. So we got rid of all the pipes to here, and then I plugged right down here, but the water has found a way to go around the plug and get back in and it's not this white pipe, it's the clay pipes underneath it, about 3 feet under it. A viewer had a pretty good idea. Why not fill this in where it's leaking down here with dirt from the other end over there, and just kind of shift everything a little bit. Can't hurt. I've thought about it all week. I'm gonna try it. So I'll put a few wheelbarrows of dirt right here where the leak problem is. The spring's over there, but I'm gonna get the dirt from that end, and maybe I need some shelf anyways to put plants to get rid of this pond scum. So let's try it. Yep. Full pool. Won't be long, it'll be going out my exit pipe. I'm not sure if it'll last, but it definitely worked. Hopefully I got enough dirt on it. I ended up putting 5 wheelbarrows of dirt all over this area, and now it's underwater, but that was quite a mound I had in there. Crazy. Oh boy, looks like I sprung another leak. Wonderful. It's back down. Okay. Well, a little more dirt, and once again we've got it plugged. This thing's crazy. Okay, I filled it with dirt, then I filled it with kitty litter, which is clay, and then I found this bentonite clay, which is a pond sealer. One of my friends shared that info with me. I'm hoping this will do it. You can see the ripples. That's my 500 gallons an hour coming into the pond. So everything's looking good. That should be adding oxygen, keep the fish happy, which will soon be showing up. The pond is looking like it's supposed to. Perfectly clean, perfectly clear, and full pool. Looking good. full pool. Been that way for a while. So today, the plan is to go catch some brim, put some fish in here. The little solar pump's working a little bit. Just trying to get the mechanics going before I try and figure out a water feature. The plants are growing. That's supposed to keep the green stuff out, and the green stuff is out. Loving it.
See them on top? Yeah, they're right there. Well, okay, here he goes.
Here we go with the big boy.
There he goes. There he is.
Woo! I know there's a half a dozen frogs around here that bass can eat. I'll have to get him some minnows, otherwise he'll eat all my brim. But I sure do enjoy having a pond, and I sure am glad we got some fish in it. The pond is full and looking good, but look at here. That's a hole trying to open up. So I'm gonna get some cat litter and stuff it in there. The pond is just so awesome. It's a little cloudy from the pollen, I reckon, but man, it's looking good. We're going to get some pond plants, probably some floating stuff and lily pads today. That'll help keep the muck or the whatever, the slime, whatever that green stuff is out. But this pond is awesome, man. It's 6 feet deep right in the middle. Love it. A little bit of slime on it, but not bad. She's nice and full. Awesome. And it's been 5 days since I bought this lily pad, and there it is blooming already. Very cool. I like that. Oh yeah, sure loving this pond. Sure am. Those long strands are toad eggs or toad pollywogs coming up. I think that's pretty cool. Full pool. Absolutely love it. 30 feet across, 20 feet wide, 6 foot deep. I love it. Now that's a bunch of tadpoles right there. Pretty cool. That is my overflow. That's a lot of water. That's 500 gallons an hour going into the creek. That's where the spring was going before I interrupted it and built a pond. And how it gets there is through this 3-inch overflow pipe. Pond is looking good. It's 6 feet deep and so crystal clear. And the fish, they're there. I love this pond. This solar panel operates a little pump that circulates the water. Well, this is ugly, so I have this now. I'm going to put this in for a water feature, and it is awesome. It's a 100-year-old giant hand pump, and I'm going to use it to run the water up through it and come out the spout and do the same thing that this is doing right here. Hey, there's a fish. Hey, buddy. Move, George. All right, I have the basic function. All these plants, other than the lily pads that I put in, are all volunteers. The seeds were in the soil somehow. And some of them are like 4 foot tall under this 6 foot deep pond. They look great. I'm probably going to end up having to get a grass carp to eat the vegetation so I don't get overrun. Who would have known? I bought 2 dozen shiners for the bass and they multiplied. Now there's like 100 of them. Well, the water feature's looking awesome. I sure do like that. A little aerating. George. Hey, what? That's growing underwater like a potted plant, and it's just a volunteer. So strange. That is a really cool plant up under them fish. And that's 6 feet deep right there, so it's about 4 foot tall or so. Pretty cool. I'm really loving that pond. It's doing really good. The fish are happy. Thanks for watching, friends. Catch you on the next one.